and gentlemen, welcome back to episode, what are we calling this one? Edition?
We didn't have a name for this one yet.
Episode 79 of the Wrestling Rundown. WWE looking to continue its pretty damn good shows of the week. We got Takeover today. But before we get to Takeover, we got...
Who took us over?
NXT. It's taking over the world.
NXT took over here?
Yeah, we've been...
I missed it.
Maybe you missed it.
Was Triple H here?
Yeah.
What about Finn Balor? Was he here?
Yes.
I missed. Where are they? Are they still here?
No, they have to go back to Full Sail to shoot NXT.
Oh damn it! I missed it.
But it's all right. We'll talk about NXT Takeover London.
Oh, that happened on the network today.
But we got a few things to talk about before we get there. First off, Lucha Underground news. The official trailer, the trailer we talked about a couple weeks ago was more so a mashup of what had happened in season. Whole lot of God. Pimpinella is gonna have a fucking heyday. I hope that's a match. But let's move on to the midweek. Let's gloss over main event.
I hope he gets his Joey Magnum Ryan character from Wrestling Society X back.
We'll have to wait and see. We're gonna talk about main event. Nothing exponential happened on main event. It was just kind of cut and dry matches, really. We had Rusev defeat Neville. Miz was watching backstage.
I was surprised that he didn't get involved.
That Miz didn't get involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miz is doing his whole director thing, trying to get Neville to do stuff. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Neville was about to win, was heading up for the Red Arrow, but Lana started walking up the stairs, distracted him. Rusev was able to...
She bumped into Ryback and broke her leg again?
Nope, that didn't happen. Rusev was able to grab Neville, toss him off the top rope, hit a super kick, and lock in the Accolade for the win.
I think it would have been hilarious if she found a way to tie in the fact that him climbing up the ropes hurt her somehow.
If he jumped up to the top and he actually kicks her in the face and she falls off the stairs or something.
I don't know, but I think she needs to run with that whole fake getting hurt.
I think it might just be a Ryback thing.
Well, it's believable because Ryback's clumsy and fucking stupid.
Dumb as fuck. Then we had Jack Swagger defeat Bo Dallas. This was a really good back and forth match.
Yeah.
This was probably a match of the night.
Like most Bo Dallas matches are. Because he's a good wrestler.
But Bo Dallas
believe.
Got a little overzealous a few times, started yelling, "Believe in me," and
then he got put in the ankle lock right after that.
Believe
in me! Welcome!
But Bo Dallas had the advantage, was going for the running Bodog. Swagger was able to drop him on his feet, take him down with a single leg takedown, put in the Patriot Lock, and win with a submission.
Yeah, clever counter for the Bodog.
Yeah. And then in the main event, we didn't get a submission finish like we did in the first two matches. We had the Usos defeat the Ascension with...
should have submitted him via Stinkface.
They're not their dad, okay? Let them do their own thing.
Tell that to the commentators.
I know, right? God, shut the fuck up.
Who think that running butt thing was a Rikishi thing.
It's an Umaga thing, god damn it. Anyway, they end up hitting 2 double super kicks. First on Connor to knock him out of the ring. Second on Victor, allowing Jimmy to hit the Superfly Splash. And the Usos pick up the win like we even thought the Ascension had a chance. Did you think the Ascension had a chance?
No.
Good. Because they did. Alright, let's move on to NXT Takeover London. 10,093 people in Wembley Arena.
Yeah, the Wembley SSC Arena. Not to be confused with the actual Wembley Stadium, which is across the street.
Yes. No, lots of people, biggest NXT crowd, and they were hot all night long.
Biggest NXT crowd since Brooklyn.
Oh,
Takeover
sure.
Brooklyn had more.
True.
13,000 some.
We opened up with Asuka versus Emma.
Match of the night.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying right now. Match of the night.
I'm going to agree. These girls kicked it off, and oh man, there was some great exchanges in this match.
Fantastic stuff between these two, especially when you got to the end.
You know, and we've been wanting Emma to really have that moment where people realize how good she is. And this match...
Well, guess what? She's fucking good.
This match was so good for her. And
good is lucky if she's fucking it. What?
You're all over the place tonight.
Well, I said she's fucking good. And then I was like, oh yeah, well, if she's fucking good, then good is lucky.
You want to be good?
Sort of.
Yeah, okay, so we have just... There was a lot of really just vicious moments. There was a lot of great technical stuff.
Yeah, Emma doing... I like the... her Irish whipping Asuka into the corner.
Yeah, her
twice,
like
the running behind her and just shoving all of her force into it.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a great moment for Emma. She really got to showcase who she is and what her ability is. She didn't play second fiddle to anybody. She wasn't used as a joke or anything. She got to prove that she is a wrestler, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, they got the "This Is Wrestling" chant.
Yeah, good
That's
job,
the only
ladies.
one of the night.
Nope, Joe and Balor got one too.
They got a "This Is Wrestling" chant.
Yeah.
The first one of the night.
Yes, they sandwiched them. So yeah, okay.
I'd like to sandwich them.
I gotta read my notes because this end was just so.
I can just,
alright,
I don't need the notes for
take
the
it
end.
away. It's all yours.
All right, so in the end, Asuka's pretty much in complete control. She hooks the Asuka lock almost all the way in on Emma.
Just about, yeah.
Doesn't get to get the body vice on, and then Emma sneakily uses her free arm to shove Drake behind them, and then run herself and Asuka into Drake. Drake is the referee, not the artist Drake.
No, not Hotline Bling. This is like
NXT Drake.
yes.
And they put Drake down momentarily, not ref bumped like in a lot of matches.
No, just kind of just.
He got smushed.
Yeah.
Between two smallish girls, so it's not gonna like knock him out for 3 minutes. But so he gets knocked down, and Emma gets to a corner, and Asuka tries to kick Emma, and Emma tries to duck under the kick.
Yeah, that was like the only.
She still clips Emma in the head a little bit.
That was really the only mess up of the entire match. Was she either didn't. Well, I guess it was kind of Asuka just kicked a little low.
Yeah.
But it was alright.
But in the process, Dana Brooke had thrown in an accessory she was wearing,
Yeah.
a chain type thing.
Yeah, it was.
And Emma was going to use it to hit Asuka, and then Asuka catches it, grabs it, and pulls it out of Emma's hands, and it causes Emma to actually fall over. Drake turns around and sees that Asuka is holding this weapon, and Emma is down. Asuka starts freaking out,
Yeah,
and she starts pleading her case,
and
and she's like trying to give it to Drake, to be like, no, I didn't do
and
it.
the crowd's like, no, she didn't hear it. Like, they're losing it at this point.
Yeah, and then Emma comes up from behind and puts Asuka in the O'Connor roll.
Yes.
Almost gets a 3, but then Asuka's able to turn the O'Connor roll into the Asuka lock by flipping Emma around.
And Dana starts freaking out.
Dana starts freaking out. She's starting to try and get in the ring.
Yeah, so Drake's like trying to push her out. All the while, Asuka's actually got Emma tapping.
Yeah, Emma starts tapping out. Freaking Drake gets pissed off. He ejects Dana for traveling.
And then Asuka gets up and she ejects.
Yeah. She tells Dana
as well.
to leave. And then Emma gets back up and she grabs the weapon that she was about to use earlier, because apparently Drake never took it away and took it out of the ring. And she's about to hit Asuka with it. She grabs Asuka, spins her around, and Asuka just kicks her in the fucking face.
hits that knockout kick that she hit on Peyton Royce Deanna Purrazzo on NXT, and picks up the win via knockout kick. The crowd is losing their mind. A fantastic way to open this show.
Hell yes.
And I mean, the rest of the matches were good, but not this good. That was definitely a match of the night.
It was the highest energy.
It was a real standout moment.
Yeah.
You know, it was
good because we haven't seen Emma pop so much in a match in a long time, and we haven't seen Asuka be challenged yet.
Yeah, no, this was the best Asuka match since her debut. Fantastic way to open the show. And then for those of you fans of British wrestling, Johnny Saint is in the front row at NXT.
Hashtag World of Sport.
So freaking cool. You know, Kevin Hawk has shown me matches of his from Chikara going against Johnny Kidd, the tag team match with Cabana and Quackenbush.
Mm-hmm.
Just fantastic stuff. That guy is awesome. Really cool to see him there.
Check out his stuff on YouTube, World of Sport Wrestling.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
You can have an entire match without throwing a strike. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Then we had the tag team title match, the Mechanics defending against Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass got the crowd real hyped.
Yeah, it shows that their popularity isn't just contained to the United States.
No.
All the British people also know their opening sequence.
Yes. And at first mention of Dash and Dawson, instantly, boo. Just like heat like that. It was
Apparently
so good.
the British crowd can't tell them apart.
Yeah.
Because Dash and Dawson get "Who are you?" chants, and then they also get "Are you Dash? Are you
Dawson?
Are you Dawson?"
Yeah. Are you Dawson? Are you Dash? Are you Dawson? They had some fantastic chants at this show.
Yeah, a lot of bullshit and fuck 'em up. Somebody fuck 'em up.
And lots of singing.
Yeah.
Lots of,
Cass got the "Hey Jude" parody.
That was so cool. And then
Bailey had a song.
Enzo had one too. The go Enzo Amore. And this match was awesome too.
Yeah, this was a strong showing for Enzo and Cass.
Lots more.
Because to me, it was more than just Enzo got beat up and Cass got a hot tag.
Yeah, no, it was both of them put in work, and both of them were in fight mode.
Yeah.
Their intensity from last week's NXT carried over into this match, specifically because the people they wanted to get their hands on were right in front of them at this point.
Yeah.
It wasn't John Skyler and Corey Hollis this time. It was the tag team champions, but there was no lack of effort from Dash and Dawson either.
No, what I like is this match more than I think any of the other matches on the card had a real sense of urgency to it.
Yes.
Where it felt the most competitive to me. And it was just when they started, the Mechanics were having a really hard time getting an advantage on Enzo. And Enzo, they get to pull him over to their corner for a minute, but Enzo gets out and gets to tag Cass.
Mm.
And immediately they try and do the same thing to Cass and have more trouble because Cass is exponentially bigger than Enzo.
Yeah.
But eventually, they get Cass over to their corner too, but Enzo gets to get back in, so Enzo and Cass actually tagged back and forth a few times.
Yeah, and they have a real strong showing. Yeah, they weren't kept as, one of them wasn't kept as a victim through most of the match. They got,
it was the same story where no matter who was in the ring, the Mechanics were constantly trying to drag that person back to their corner.
Yeah.
Their isolate and destroy tactic that they've been doing since they started teaming together on NXT.
They just had to try harder in this particular match to try and make it work.
And really, they never caught a very strong stride until Dawson chop blocked Cass.
That chop block that took Cass down. Then they knew, okay, this is our opening. They tried to go for Dash jumping off the second rope.
Yeah, the Indian Deathlock double stomp that they used to take Cass's knee out in the first place.
Enzo is able to push Dash off of the top rope.
Actually, it was Scott that was going up on that one.
Was it?
Yeah. I remember thinking it was weird because it was backwardsy.
Oh, okay. And that actually allows them to really take advantage in the match. Cass ends up, going House of Fire for a second, makes a comeback. They go for Air Enzo, and he hits it, but before he's able to get the 3, Dawson winds up on the other side of the ring and pulls Enzo out of the ring. There's more fighting on the outside.
Carmella elbows Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson ends up using...
disqualified.
I think she was justified, though. I think that's why the referee didn't call it. Because...
Justify a manager hitting a person?
She was being held by a man in front of her. That's self-defense. He brought it upon himself. And if you're going to get disqualified for getting an elbow from a girl, you're a pansy. Especially when you're some rough, tough dude. Carmella weighs like 110 pounds.
But they're almost the same exact height. Hashtag the mechanics are short.
Yes, they are. Dawson catches an elbow from Carmella. She's
but
being used
Cass
as a human
caught
shield.
A face full of posts.
Yeah. Dawson was able to sidestep Cass, toss him into the post. So Enzo's really going at it 2-on-1 at this point.
He tries to go up for another splash.
Yeah, Dawson's able to jump up, toss him off the top rope right into a lung blower from Dash.
Yeah, so like a super shatter machine.
Fantastic. Dash and
he was
Dawson.
The shatteredest.
Dash and Dawson retain the NXT Tag Team titles. Big pop from this guy because he loves himself some mechanics.
They're good.
They are good. Indeed. We move on to the grudge match of the show. We have Baron Corbin taking on Apollo. No, not that grudge.
No.
That grudge sucks. Baron Corbin taking on Apollo Crews.
That would suck if they were being haunted while they were wrestling. And they both end up dying.
This was by far the best showing Baron Corbin has had. You and I were having a discussion about it.
No, every single takeover, you watch him step his game up.
Yeah.
And he gets better and better and better.
And there was a lot of good exchanges between him and Apollo Crews. Lots of back and forth. Lots of
Corbin trash talking.
Yeah.
Which him talking during matches isn't very much in character because A, he's been booked as a strong silent type for a long time, and B, his matches are usually too short.
Yeah. No, and yeah, now that he
sounds like an upset bully.
Now that he's having full-length matches, he has to have something else to gain himself heat, as opposed to just beating someone that people like in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, and they were very, very back and forth until freaking Corbin throws Apollo Crews over the corner and lands him on the stairs.
Oh my god! That scared me.
I was like, Apollo gets Banderas over the top rope and smacks his face on the stairs on the way down.
Yeah.
And then Corbin's like, well, you should have stayed in Ring of Honor.
And then someone said they didn't like Caprice Coleman, and it was just weird. Crews ends up getting back in, ends up hitting a moon, or ends up, I can't remember what he dropped him with.
It was like an enziguri type kick.
But he ends up hitting the moonsault, getting a 2 count. He hit a moonsault on the outside, which was fantastic. But towards the end...
Yeah, the 8 off the apron, that was cool.
Yeah. But towards the end, he's going for that new powerbomb that he's been doing.
Yeah,
and he starts from the corner. But he's so close to the rope that Baron is actually able to grab the rope, which just kind of sends Crews just kind of running out into the ring, in the middle of the ring by himself. And he realizes, oh shit, he's still in the corner. He ends up running back at Baron Corbin, who catches him for End of Days, and Baron Corbin picks up the win. That was a big win for Baron Corbin. Very cool.
Well, it's good because he didn't, like the last TakeOver, he didn't get the win on Joe.
Yeah.
His last singles match at TakeOver.
Yeah.
So it's good to give him something to give him some momentum.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like having the Wyatts beat the ECW guys.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who usually is used as the stepping stone to the next level heel.
Mm-hmm.
Finally gets some credibility.
Yeah.
Extra credibility.
Definitely. Great match between those two. Great chemistry. I'd like to see a rematch.
Yeah, me too. Well,
I'm
good.
I'm definitely into a rematch. We find out that next week Sami Zayn is returning to NXT, so that'll be fun.
Also, next week, there's going to be a Four Corners tag team match featuring Blake and Murphy, the Vaudevillains, the Hype Bros, and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan.
And I believe this is a #1 contenders match, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be. Even if it's not, it should be, because that's all 4 teams who weren't involved with the tag team championship match.
And Enzo and Cass lost straight up.
Back of the line, boys.
Yeah, so there's officially no #1 contender.
And you can't teach that.
If it
also, they're going to be the resurgence of Elias Sampson.
Yeah, the official debut of the Drifter character. Like he's had matches before, but he's just been kind of called the Drifter. Like it's never been established as him. But now with the vignettes, this is like his real. Yeah. This is his real debut.
This is the coming out party of Elias Sampson.
Not that he's gay.
No. Even though there'd be nothing wrong with that.
No. If Elias Sampson wants to be gay, it's totally cool.
He wants to be a gay drifter. Yes. Fine. He should oh man.
You just think of
Yoshitatsu's off the roster.
Why?
It could have been Team Tokyo Drift.
No.
There.
Speaking of Asian characters, we had a Nia Jax Asuka.
She's not Asian. Oh,
Asuka. Jesus isn't Asian either.
No, Middle Eastern.
No, we had Nia Jax being interviewed about her upcoming match with Bayley, which is next. And before she's about to give her answer on how she feels about facing Bayley and possibly becoming NXT Women's Champion, Asuka's just kind of like staring at her from off
checking
screen.
her out.
Yeah. And Nia's like, "What are you looking at?" She like goes over and there's just kind of like this weird face off for a second. Asuka licks her lips like she does, and then she walks away smiling.
Never forget Asuka's just like, oh, that guy over there, and like the camera pans around, and there's just like a dude way in the background.
I was looking at him. I'm interested in seeing Nia Jax versus Asuka.
Yeah.
I think
be it for the championship or not.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Nia Jax can beat Bayley because the crowd is insane for Bayley.
Well, that as it should be.
Like,
because Bayley is the best.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something right now. Nia Jax beat Bayley. She didn't win the match, but she
whooped,
beat the shit out of Bayley.
Yeah, no. This is something that Bayley has not had to contend with until now, because she has been very fairly matched against Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, all very similar body types. No one that really...
Yeah, I was going to say, the last 2 title defenses were definitely underneath Bayley.
Yeah, like because Sasha is significantly smaller, and so is Becky.
And I'm saying, like, Sasha and Becky and Charlotte, all top-class wrestlers, obviously, because they got moved up to the main roster right after Bayley wins the NXT Championship.
Yeah.
But then her last 2 title defenses being Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie, who are much smaller than Bayley.
Right.
Eva Marie's a lot skinnier, and Alexa Bliss is a lot shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually the first time, as far as defending the championship goes, that Bayley has to go in that opposite direction. And instead of fighting somebody significantly smaller than her, she's fighting somebody significantly bigger than her.
Yeah, no, Nia Jax, eclipses Bayley easy.
Yeah, Nia Jax weighs like 1 3/4 Bayley.
Yeah, no,
she's 278 pounds.
And she's a lot of woman that she's throwing around, and she threw herself around and hurt Bayley a lot.
Yeah, 800 leg drops.
Lots of splashes in the corner.
2 or 3 Samoan drops.
Yeah, no, she had some vicious Samoan drops. This was a physical test for Bayley.
It's one of those things too, is we saw it and we appreciated it during like the Bayley versus Sasha Banks matches, but Bayley is good at taking a beating.
Oh yeah, no, she is the epitome of sympathetic babyface.
Yeah,
like she can get her ass whooped, and that just makes the crowd want her to win more.
Yeah, and it's so fun to watch And it's a unique dynamic when you have somebody who's the champion, who feels like they're going into the match the underdog.
Yeah, and Bayley, I mean, despite that she has been a great champion so far, she definitely had the disadvantage here.
Absolutely.
And she realized through this match that she could not hit the hugplex on Nia Jax. There was no way she was going to be picking her up. Even if she did, she wasn't going to get enough gusto on that move to really finish the match. So she ended up going to a guillotine choke for most of it.
She tried so many other things that aren't in her usual
She did a
repertoire.
swanton.
Yeah, she did a swanton bomb. She's a dragon sleeper. All these different moves that aren't in the typical Bayley arsenal.
Yeah, and
Because
she was going to her usual stuff. She had her jumping European uppercut. She had drop kicks. She was trying.
But
everything.
Yeah, so many things that she couldn't use, like the hugplex. You know, she likes to go for the Hurricane Rana off the top rope.
Yeah, no way in hell was she gonna get that.
A lot of these moves that Bayley likes to use that she can't do on such a big opponent.
Yeah, and she had the guillotine choke. Like it started with a triangle choke, where she had the arm trapped, and then she ended up getting the spine buster out of that. Kicked out, and then as Nia's picking her up, she gets into the guillotine again.
The first guillotine choke came from Nia Jax trying to give her a superplex.
Yeah.
Off the top rope.
Yeah.
And
she actually got Nia to step down.
Yeah. That was I was kind of thinking they were going to fall over with that.
Nia did take one big bump off the second rope though, and man,
for the swanton bomb.
Yeah, no, yeah. She that was King Kong off the Empire State Building level crash.
That sounds like body shaming and racism.
No, she's Samoan. Samoans aren't compared to apes, are they?
No, but I don't know.
Completely unintentional. I am sorry. Moving on. Quit trying to get me in trouble.
Sorry,
dick. No, but yeah, so at this point she realizes that the only thing she can do is wear Nia Jax down.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter, Nia just keeps coming back with just brutal move after brutal move.
There's nothing she can do to cause significant damage to Nia Jax.
She keeps coming back. So she locks in that guillotine, and it takes
3 tries.
It takes, and that last one, I feel like she had it on for at least a minute and a half before Nia Jax finally, on both knees, can't get herself back up.
She was sitting down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She had her sat down.
Body scissors on, guillotine. She taps out on Bayley's face.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the things that I find the dynamic about this is it was kind of one of those things that it's obvious to me that I think they're gonna rematch.
I'm okay with that.
Honestly, because it's definitely not a definitive win for Bayley. In my opinion. Because the way
she got this big ass woman to tap out. How is that not definitive?
Because I feel like Nia Jax wasn't tapping out because she was getting choked out.
She's just pissed off.
Nia Jax was getting tapped out because she couldn't get out of Bayley's hold.
That's the idea of a submission hold, though.
Yeah, but it's not a pain-inflicting moment for Nia Jax. She wasn't tapping out because she was being hurt. She was tapping out because she was stuck. As in, she didn't injure Nia Jax. If Nia Jax were able to get up, Nia Jax would have just continued to be the
Bayley.
Bayley just got her stuck to the point where she knew, well, if I don't tap out, I can't get up.
And Nia Jax, even after the match, she was walking, and all she was really doing, she was kind of holding her neck, but she had that look like, I had it. I was firmly in control of that.
No, we're gonna see a rematch, and we're gonna see Nia Jax ready to counter the guillotine choke in a different way, so Bayley can't lock it on again, and then Bayley's gonna have to figure something else out.
Don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm really interested.
I'm predicting right now she's gonna Cena up and give her a fucking hugplex.
I'm okay with that. Let's do it. All right, let's move on to our main event. Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship against Samoa Joe.
Wow. An Irish guy and a Samoan guy fighting in England.
For an American Championship.
Yeah. It wasn't the United States Championship.
No. Or the Intercontinental title. That would have made sense.
Or in a different continent.
Yeah. This, first off, they used the Jack the Ripper thing for Finn Balor's entrance. That was fucking cool. He came out with the cloak and the top hat on, looking...
I hope they don't get any flack for the slash across the screen with a woman screaming.
Meh. Fuck it. Triple H don't give no fucks.
Because everybody's all offended by everything these days.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. It was cool. Finn Balor looking extra grimacy with his demon. A cool little Jack the Ripper Big Ben mural on his back, which was really cool.
I appreciate those ones extra when they actually have like pictures.
Yeah.
Like it's cool when they do like the demon stuff, like he's got wings and stuff, or scaly back kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when they have a picture like that, like they did it when he was in Japan, they put the mask on his back.
Yeah.
Having the Big Ben and Jack the Ripper standing next to each other. Picture was kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's always fun to see what Finn Balor's going to do with the demon paint. And him and Joe went at it. They
fought.
They went. Yeah. It was a hell of a fight.
It started out interesting though because it started out with like Joe finding like a couple different ways to just kind of knock Finn Balor over.
Yeah, he was really trying to get to him mentally.
It's like established dominance, basically.
Exactly.
Like, hey, look, it's not hard for me, the giant Samoan guy, to knock you down, little Irish guy.
Conor McGregor. So Finn really had to step up his game too. Is he had to up his violence level. He needed to bring the fight to Joe, so he wasn't left in that. Oh man, he can overpower me at every single moment. He really had to prove that he could go toe-to-toe with Samoa Joe's ferocity.
Yeah, and there was a lot of times he tried and Joe would cut him off. Because like he'd come in, he'd hit 2 or 3 forearms, and then Joe would hit one and knock him down with it. And that's just a matter of size and weight difference. Joe's got an extra...
He's got like 60, 70 pounds on him, something like that?
At least, if not more than that. I don't think Finn Balor's that much more than 200 pounds. So Joe's able to put a lot more body weight behind his strikes than Finn Balor is. But Balor, I like that he kind of was able to amplify some of his strikes using the environment. Because he gave him that drop kick on the outside that sent him into the steps.
Yes.
So it's kind of like using okay, well, I know I can't drop kick him as hard as I can drop kick somebody else, but if I drop kick him into the steps, it's going to add that extra oomph to it,
And then he even tried to do the double stomp. Once he kicked him into the stairs, he had the bottom stairs exposed and tried to go for the double stomp. Unfortunately, Joe was able to move out of the way of that one.
Yeah, and then he gave him the freaking Uranagi slam on the concrete.
Yeah. Ouch. Both of them having massive dives to the outside, too. Joe just full force.
Joe's tope forearm that he does.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's and I've seen him do it for 10 years, and it's never less impressive.
Yeah. No, and they had a carpet on the walkway, and it just kept getting shifted back every time they did something over on that side, because then Finn ends up doing his running senton over the top rope, or swanton.
Somersault plancha.
So somersault plancha. And actually, once he hits Joe, he rights himself, but the carpet's all kind of bunched up, so he kind of trips a little bit. He's all just messed up over in that area. No, it was so good. The fact that they were able to just let loose and just completely destroy one another. It was such good storytelling. Considering the story that built up to this, there's so much animosity because of the way this all came together.
And I like that they had Balor ready to counter the Coquita clutch.
Yeah, and we talked about that was the one thing that he had to do.
Yeah, Joe,
because for the last 4 weeks he's been choked out.
Joe choked out Balor with the Coquita clutch 4 times leading up to this match. So it made sense, first time Joe gets it on, Balor's able to run Joe into the corner head first.
Yes.
The second time, Balor was able to flip on top of Joe and hit the double stomp to the chest.
Yeah, that was cool.
So it was like, hey, he's ready for that one move.
Yeah, and it was a matter of, could Joe get the Coqueta clutch on before Balor was set up for the coup de grace?
Yeah.
Balor even went to Joe even went to the crossface. Just to try and change it up.
Well, he used a hold sequence that he hasn't used yet in WWE. That's something of a signature hold from his independent and Ring of Honor wrestling matches. Is he uses the power bomb with the pinning combination, and then when the person kicks out and they're using their legs to kick out, he'll either flip it into the elevated Boston Crab, which he was doing, or he would use an STF.
Right. Okay, I remember the STF.
He flipped him, and
he did that in TNA for a while.
Yeah,
too.
he had him in that elevated crab.
Yeah.
And then he turned. Then he, that didn't work, so he flipped and started focusing on the upper body, and eventually even went as far as trying to get Finn into like a muscle buster up off of the second rope.
Yeah. Finn eventually tries to get to the top rope because he knows that if he can get the right moment, he can hit the coup de grace. He hits the NXT kick on the outside, goes up to the top rope. Joe tries to catch him with the muscle buster. He's able to fight him off a little bit more. He tries to set up again. Joe ends up going up for a super fisherman suplex, and Balor is able to fight Joe off again, knock him down, and this was the fastest setup to the coup de grace I've seen him do. Because as soon as Joe hit, Balor was off the top rope. There was no boom, okay, set up, hit it. It was almost like while Joe was falling, he was set up. As soon as that impact happened, he hit the coup de grace, was able to pick up the win, and retain the NXT Championship.
Yeah. Good job, Finn.
Yeah,
Still the champion.
Crowd losing their minds. That's one thing that I want to go to a takeover. We got to witness NXT live, but I want to see a takeover. I want to see.
I feel like the show we went to is about as close as you can get to a takeover
without
it being a takeover, because it was a non-televised show, but everything, because we had Hideo versus Breeze as the opener. We ended with Zayn versus Neville in Neville's last NXT match.
We had Sasha Charlotte.
So we had all these what would normally be takeover main event matches.
True.
We even had Hideo hit the GTS.
Yeah, no,
that was a big our crowd was fucking nuts from beginning to end too.
And we had half as many people as they had in London.
Yeah,
we had
twice as many nuts. Wait, what?
What? That's weird.
We also got to see Solomon Crow.
That's true.
We wouldn't see if we went to a takeover now.
That's true.
But we could get to see Apollo Crews if we went to another takeover.
That's true.
Yeah, we got to go to a takeover.
And Asuka. But yeah, no. Another fantastic takeover. Triple H with an awesome hype up at the beginning too. I like how proud he is of NXT. He shows just how much it means that NXT has just blown up.
Yeah.
And it's those proud moments. It makes me excited that we're getting to watch this whole thing happen.
I feel like it's kind of a thing that started out as a bust, because it started out being the stupid little game show.
Yeah, it was
that nobody gave a fuck about.
Yeah. And NXT, no one even knew what it meant. No one.
It really, all it did was a way to have 6, 7, 8 different WWE superstars be on another show.
Yeah.
Where they didn't have to wrestle all the time.
Yeah, and it's evolved into this just massive beast that is just continuously growing and is taking over the world. And it took over London tonight, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like when I see these shows, the takeovers and the episodes of NXT, they're really good. I just feel now that I feel gypped that some of the guys who were on the early seasons of NXT aren't in this
Yeah.
version of NXT.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, from back then that are either away from the company or doing something different with the company now that would really thrive in the environment that it is now.
Because I think like the number one guy would have been Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Especially with there having been a lot of guys when he got moved up to the main roster with the whole Nexus thing. NXT started bringing in all these guys who he'd worked with previously.
Yeah.
With Hero and Cesaro and now Joe. All these people, Rollins, who he'd worked with in the past, that would have been great to see him have these matches with again.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that we can't, because, obviously there's always room for him to wrestle other guys.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed, Daniel.
Yeah. And some of the guys that...
I think Justin Gabriel... I think Darren Young would have had a better chance.
Some of the guys from the early episodes of NXT when it was starting to become what it is now, Byron Saxton, I think, could have done a lot. He probably would have got way more exposure than he did being on the second season of NXT, the TV show. Richie Steamboat would have been able to do a lot. Just because they were on those early episodes... they were able to do some stuff, but not nearly to the degree that a lot of the guys get to do now.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
But you know what? Maybe we'll see some of those guys come back.
That'd be cool.
The fact that NXT is as big as it is, we've got Joe, we've got Apollo Crews, James Storm is coming in. There's all kinds of stuff happening. NXT just keeps getting better.
And a whole new crew of people just kind of on standby, waiting.
Yeah, constantly, and that's something that WWE has always wanted to do, and I think they've really mastered it with NXT.
Yeah.
But that is it for the midweek wrap up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing and liking and
favoriting and subscribing.
All that stuff. Can we comment? Comment about
some comments.
Tony, thank you for commenting. Even though you like Eva Marie. Comment what you thought about NXT TakeOver.
Comment how many Advil you think Bayley had to take after all those leg drops.
A lot. She's probably swimming in Advil right now.
That'd be
probably
weird.
Not healthy, but you know what? After a beating from Nia Jax like that, you might have to.
Yeah, come on guys, comment. Contact us. We've
Yes.
got 900,000 social
all kinds
medias.
of links down there. Come on.
So medias that are social. We got Facebook. You can message us. You can post shit on our page. We'll read it. We'll see it. We'll like it.
If you got some cool wrestling footage from shows that you've been to, stuff that you find online,
something you snapped on your phone at a live event.
Yeah, post it on the Facebook. We'll share it. We'll comment on it. We can talk about it.
You can check out our Instagram, our Tumblr. All three of us, including our absentee Thomas Wolf. We'll have Twitters.
We do indeed.
You can get a hold of us. I'm just going to say right now, you can add me on Snapchat. It's Kevin_Hawk WR.
There you go.
Or maybe there's no underscore. I don't remember. I'm only on there like once a week.
Every so often.
Yeah, but you can add me there. Blow me up. Make my phone go crazy.
Yeah. Do stuff. For those of you that do share the videos, like the video, all you guys on Tumblr, you're awesome.
Thank you.
We've been getting more and more subscribers on YouTube, which is fantastic. We appreciate all you guys for what you're doing.
Don't forget to listen to the podcast!
Podcast on SoundCloud.com/Wrestling Rundown. For those of you who listen to the podcast, thank you very much.
Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah,
look at the pictures. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
That freak you out? I don't know.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, check out that playlist. Because we got our TLC review, we've got our Raw review, now we've got this NXT review. Coming up next, we'll have the SmackDown rundown and live indie news with full results from Ring of Honor's final battle.
Hell yeah.
But that's it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Namaste. And fuck shame.